Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Elias here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We're back with another episode. Woo.
Yes, yes, we are.
It's the day before WrestleMania event goes down in Dallas, Texas, and my co-host Moise will actually be in the building tomorrow, viewing everything that's going on.
Yeah, we promised y'all a TikTok a month ago. Me and Elias just never got to it. So I'm gonna make one tonight, and maybe I'll get a few shout outs from some of the talent there for us. Maybe we'll have an opening. Maybe we'll have a superstar opening us up. Because I won't be able to get a full interview, but it'd be cool to have a superstar open us up.
That'd be
Uh,
cool. So be on the lookout for Moisisms at the WrestleMania pre-sale event. Going down tomorrow at 5:30. You said 5:30.
Yeah, I will tell y'all. Last time they came here for a ticket sale event, I asked. This was before Elias and I knew each other. When I met Carmella, I had a sign that said, "Carmella, will you marry me?" And WWE.com actually got us, like, got me meeting her for autograph signing. And Carmella saying, "Oh, you gotta ask my boys Enzo and Cass about that." So that was pretty cool. I was on the .com for a quick 3 second segment.
Hey, anything is good. um, so let's get into it a little bit. It seems that AJ Styles is trending on
Yeah,
I guess since he's been kind of MIA and people are kind of asking why he's not part of the Survivor Series team.
man, I don't know what's going on with these survivors. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they turn Adam Pearce full heel to get Brock more of a face stamp when he gets back, and Adam Pearce being a full heel takes out Rey Mysterio and puts in AJ next week.
I don't know that this we're okay. We're gonna jump into it. But anyways, I think that I think the crowd didn't like the initial reaction to the Survivor Series teams, which
The
I
whole
agree.
announcing online is stupid.
Yeah, they should have they with Raw being 3 hours, they should have done the qualifying matches for Raw
It was a
teams.
very good Raw though. Don't get it, compared to what we've been seeing. Like this Raw, I would give a 7.5, 7.5. The fatal 5 way between the girls was solid. The opening tag match was solid. The 8 man, and
Yeah.
then the main event and the heel turn was pretty cool.
I was really surprised with because I caught like the replay of it and I was really surprised that Liv Morgan won, but I'm happy about that. I really am enjoying the fact that they're giving her the time
Yeah,
and that they're giving her the chance. Will she win? Maybe not. Maybe so. If they pull a complete swerve on us and put the title on her, that would be pretty interesting to see. Because I mean, they did
I
it with
I don't think they're gonna do if if they do that. I'll believe more into the Charlotte and Becky drama. But like I said, Matt said it last time he was on too. We think it should work right now, just because of how quickly it died down, right? And like they're like Charlotte. Charlotte's a headache to work with, but she made Shotzi look so good in that match on SmackDown.
I will
Like,
agree on that. And
Elias, what did I message in the group? I'm like, I'm starting to
this is
turn
the
a
Shotzi that you wanted to
yeah.
see.
With
So
so
I agree. I definitely agree. I think that regardless of the drama that's going on, Charlotte Flair is Charlotte Flair is one of the best superstars they have. So losing her will be kind of a big void. As much as the audience loves to hate her, that's what a heel does. That's what MJF does. Like comparing them, like that's the hate that MJF gets is kind of the same that Charlotte is starting to get. I mean, has a heel.
and I want to. One thing that's kind of starting to worry me is there was a report that more releases are up to 10 more releases were coming, and we haven't seen Tegan since the draft.
Yeah.
She wasn't backstage on Raw. She's obviously not on NXT anymore. Um, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping, like, maybe they have her. Maybe they're saving her for a Rumble, but
Maybe so. I would hope that they don't do anything with her. That not that not. I hope they don't release her. That's
I'm
one
not a
thing I
fan.
think.
But like I said, I don't want anyone to lose their job. You know.
Yeah.
I think
So
you're.
there.
If you could turn me on Shotzi, you could turn me on Tegan. Like,
Yeah,
if
and that's
you have Tegan come out there, drop the Miss Marvel gimmick, have her come out there as just the foreign badass who's good with her kicks. I think I could dig it.
But you know what? I actually liked the matches that she had with Dakota Kai when she turned on her on the War Games. So if we saw a little bit more of Tegan in that aspect, in that kind of mode, I think that she'll get over with the crowd. She's already getting over with the crowd, but I think a lot of people she'll appeal to a lot more people. I
I
will
want to
say
see
this,
Tegan against Rhea.
I would love to see that too. But there's one thing that is going on in WWE right now that is kind of caught my attention this afternoon when I was looking at the news. So WWE's Up Up Down Down channel, the content creators have supposedly stopped posting and stopped streaming on the Up Up Down Down channel, in solidarity with Xavier Woods because of the fact that he's not getting what he's supposed to, as far as revenue with the channel, because he's grown the channel to get so big. So people feel that he is getting the short end of the stick on this one, specifically now that he's King of the Ring and he's doing a lot of bigger stuff. They feel
And
that
it's
this.
kind of bogus. Like, the people he had on the most, like Adam Cole, Tyler Breeze, Fandango, like, you got rid of those guys too, and they were like a big part of that show.
Well, Mia Yim, Jessamine Duke, a couple other people that they were released were actually part of that group. And I think even at one point, no, at one point Zelina Vega was part of that group, and I don't think she's been on the channel since she got released and stuff like that. So I think in a sense that WWE should really evaluate that social media policy that they're doing, because it's not hurting, but it's kind of like blocking the true potential of some of these guys. Like Xavier Woods grew this channel from nothing and made it to one of the biggest gaming channels that involved wrestlers. So,
Yeah, completely agree.
and honestly, I think that was the first crossover between AEW and WWE pre AEW that has ever happened,
Do
because
you think
that
that's
even
what
on the channel,
irritated Vince?
may I don't know, I can't say on that, but I know that was one of the biggest things that they did with basically the New Day versus the Elite when in the in that gaming competition. So, you know, it has a lot. The channel has a lot of potential. I really hope that they get that taken care of, because I would hate to see hate to see no. I love Up Down Now. I watch it. I enjoy the channel. I enjoy the all the stuff that they do. So, but
All right, you want to dive into this week's wrestling because we've got a lot to talk about.
yeah, let's hop into Friday Night SmackDown. Um,
So they open
what
with
happened?
that Shotzi heel turn, the Shotzi
Yes.
Charlotte match, really good match. This is why, like, when the news first came out, like, me and Justin kind of got into the debate. Like, I was like, this is kind of off. This news is kind of weird to me because in that same article it said Charlotte wanted Bianca to go over, and then the week after it comes out, Charlotte makes Shotzi look so good in her match.
I think that they got to a point where I think they've gotten to a point where they Charlotte knows who has the it factor. So she tries to do her best to make her look good regardless of what position or what they have. She's gotten into the same syndrome that Seth Rollins, that Dolph Ziggler, that AJ Styles do with a lot of these guys, that in Randy Orton. Randy Orton's one of the main people that regardless of what match he has, he tries to make his people look good.
Yeah,
So I think that she's gotten along that veteran status where she knows what works, what doesn't work. So I'm not buying into the hype that there's an issue. I just think that honestly it was one of those situations that just happened, and they had their disagreement, and then afterwards they just, it is
Cooled
what it
off.
is. They cooled off. So they opened up with that. I thought that was a good match. Um so
How are you liking the Naomi storyline?
I really am liking it. If for some reason, regardless of what's happening with her getting beat consistently, like getting screwed over in a sense, I think that it's gonna have a nice payoff at the end.
Yeah, as long as they continue the story, right?
Yeah,
Like I would love if Shotzi or Sasha, maybe even both, end up taking each other out of the match, like before the pay per view, and that leads to like a Naomi and a Sonya having to join the team, and then now they gotta coexist. And
so I
if you don't want to go down to one second, really quick, this is something I've been thinking. If you don't want to go down the whole racial angle, have it be to where Sonya has to get Naomi on this team, and then the final two survivors are Naomi and Sonya, and you just drop the story like that. You legit just drop it at, we got along, you kicked ass, that's what I wanted.
I think it's still gonna lead to Naomi joining the bloodline and having that monster heel turn where she just beats the living crap out of Sonya and Shayna.
You need a face for Charlotte to face, though, dude.
That is true. So
Sasha Banks is the only face on SmackDown, right?
yeah, I think so. Dewdrop had a heel turn too.
Dewdrop's on Raw,
That
though.
was on Raw.
Shayna Baszler the heel. Charlotte's a heel. Shotzi the heel now. Bailey will probably come back as a heel. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how far along Lacey Evans is. Has she had the kid? Has she
She
had
had her
her?
baby. She had her baby a couple of weeks ago, so she's probably going to be out for a little minute. So she's probably going to take another 6 months. Um let's see. Who is on the women's roster on
Aaliyah,
SmackDown?
but she's not
Uh,
ready.
Aaliyah's on, yeah. I mean, you have Aaliyah, Naomi,
Are,
Natalia, Sasha,
are
Charlotte,
you?
Shayna, Tony Storm, Xia Li, and that's it.
It seems like they're gonna debut Xia Li as a badass heel too. Um, and Tony Storm is a level of face. I just don't think they know what they have with her yet. So yeah,
They
I
don't.
mean, if you want to keep it as the whole, because you can't have two heel authority figures. And it seems like they're really hell bent on turning Adam Pearce too.
Well, it kind of would be kind of like buying into shit to Sonya's game. So it have the kind of like semi authority figures. I think that would be cool to see. Um, anyways, going back to SmackDown, how much are you liking this storyline between the Usos and the New Day with Roman Reigns? Because
I, I enjoy it, but we know how it's gonna end. Xavier's not getting a win over Roman.
I really enjoyed the match that they had in at the kick when they kicked off SmackDown, having Roman. I mean, having King Woods come out and kind of like be like, hey, the king sits at the head of the table. So kind of
Yeah,
teasing that,
the promo was funny. I'll give you that. Yeah.
and then him proposing the match between him and Jimmy. And I thought that was nicely done, which
And then
Roman accepted on
yeah,
his behalf.
one thing I like about Randy and Roman is they're the type of characters that you see Matt Riddle, Angelo Dawkins, Xavier Wood, like they try to pop these guys like in the middle of their segments. Um, I know I forgot what happened when Angelo Dawkins, well, not Angelo Dawkins, sorry, when Montez and Roman had that match. Montez did something in the middle of the match where Roman like cracked a smile, and then Xavier Woods, with all the head of the table jokes, like you saw Roman smiling and composing himself. Randy seems like he doesn't even care now. Randy's just like, if I break character, I break character.
Yeah.
Because I saw him. There was a couple of things Montez did in that match yesterday, that 8-man, where Randy was like, "Wow!" Like you saw him, like, "Wow."
Yeah, so that's one thing that I think them slimming down the rosters a little bit kind of gives everybody a little chance to do more. And of course, it sucks for the people that got fired, but I think they're able to focus more on the stars that they do have. Um, I will say that I'm kind of liking Los Lotarios with Angel
What's a
and
Lothario?
Humberto.
What's a Lothario?
You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, I'm liking it too, but you know what? I'm liking the least. What I'm not liking at all.
You know what it means? It
What does
means
it
a
mean?
man who behaves selfishly and irresponsibly in his sexual relations with a woman.
So a fuck boy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Los Lotharios is the fuck boys. All right, that's cool. You're
What
gonna
are
have
you
to
not
okay,
liking?
bro. You already know where I'm gonna go with this. Let me tell you a
Montel.
joke, Elias. And then he cracks his stupid ass joke. This whole Happy Corbin and Mad Cat Moss thing, and you know I want to like it, but it's so bad. The Viking
It's
Raiders
so
look bad.
bad that you know what's funny about this? It's so bad that it's kind of good.
I know Matt
So it's
isn't
like
watching the product right now. He comes back usually around the Rumble time, but I think this is something Matt would really enjoy. Like I feel like it would
I
be
think
so
I
bad.
I think Mad Cat Moss and Happy Corbin are that combination that it's so funny, kind of ironic that they're like kind of corny, but that it's good at the same time, which is kind of funny to me.
It's when you throw things against the wall and it works, like Boogs and Nakamura.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing I want. I do not want to see Shinsuke and Damien. Like it's gonna be a banger. But what do you do?
No idea because they turned Damien semi heel. So I guess it's for the time being to make Shinsuke look good. But I don't know. I kind of I kind of don't like the way that they're building Survivor Series because it usually has a better build. But I'm hoping that on Friday we get a payoff on it, where the those matches that we're teasing that the teams start being able to, you know, you start
Well,
seeing like
they talked
Biggie
about
come
this on
out.
Wrestling Inc. yesterday. It's hard when half the roster is overseas, right? Like,
Yeah, so I think they kind of got a little they kind of had a little, disadvantage of the Raw roster being overseas doing the European tour. So I will say this: I really enjoyed Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. I'm glad that they're letting Ricochet, even though he lost. I'm glad they're giving Ricochet more TV time.
and I am all for Ricochet and Mustafa if that's where they're going to go with the feud. I want to see that.
I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that. Um, I that Claiborne when Ricochet was doing that flip was perfect in my opinion. Um,
Like we complain a lot about like repetitive matches. I don't think we would complain if we saw Mustafa and Ricochet for like 5 weeks straight.
if they because I've seen some of their matches on
Main
not
event,
205 Live but main event. I loved their matches. I think if they let them do the same thing they did on main event, I think that will be pleasantly
especially with
surprised.
McAfee announcing. Oh my god, he is getting everyone over, dude. He
McAfee and McAfee and Cole have been a perfect duo for the past couple of months.
also thoughts and prayers to Cole. 65% hearing loss. He announced.
Yes. He has a special headset that allows him to hear everything. Um Hit Row segment with Sami Zayn.
I
How
I loved it. I think it would have been even better if freaking BFAB was there.
Yeah, I that was the only thing missing. I like Sami Zayn's new entrance though. New entrance team.
I don't.
I do. I like it. I like RK Bros entrance team too, by the way. It was pretty cool. um all right. So we cap off SmackDown with King Woods beating Jimmy Uso.
And then
While
get the hell beat
before
out of
he
him. Yeah.
Yeah, then he got both him and Xavier. I mean, him and Kofi got the crap beat out of them. Do you think this leads to Biggie coming back on Friday and then kicking off that feud for Survivor Series?
Yeah, I think it does, but that's another feud where I want freaking Big E to go over, but I know Roman's gonna go over. I don't think Roman's losing this title for a while. I don't think Roman's losing a match for a while, bro.
Who do you think? Who do you think is going to be able to dethrone him? Though I think that's one thing that people are wondering now, being that you have a roster with, you have Angel, Ashante the Adonis, Baron, Cesaro, Gulak, McIntyre, Umberto, Eric, Swerve, Ibar, Jeff Hardy, Jey Uso, Jimmy
I
Uso,
don't think
Jinder.
it's anyone on SmackDown. I think Priest wins the Rumble and goes to SmackDown.
I think that it might be. I think that the person that could probably have him do something positive, and hear me out, and I think they're probably going to put a rocket and strap him and send them to the moon. I think Rich Holland might have a chance of getting put up there pretty soon.
I think they're putting him in a tag team with Sheamus.
I wouldn't mind seeing that neither though, because
I wouldn't mind seeing Cesaro, Sheamus, and Ridge Holland forming a faction.
that would be awesome. But okay, I think that the next feud after Survivor Series is going to be King Woods. I think we're going to go into the December pay per view, into the New Year's, the new day one pay per view. I think it's going to be King Woods versus Roman Reigns for the title.
I think it's going to be Jeff Hardy because it's going to be an easy win. Either way, I see both of those feuds happening. I don't know if they're back to back. I don't know if they're over the next 3 weeks and then the day one pay per view. I see those two feuds being the next two feuds.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd agree on that, right?
Yeah.
And I think he goes over on both of those. And then, like I'm saying, I know it's really early. Right now, my pick is Damian Priest to win the Rumble. And Big E still champion at that point, hopefully. And Damian Priest is like, Big E, I respect everything you do. So I'm going to go face Roman because he needs someone to whoop his ass.
Who do you think was going to challenge Big E for the title on Raw?
Seth Rollins, he has a contract.
Well, yeah, that's happening afterwards, but who do you think is going to actually dethrone him?
I think it's going to be a long build to Austin Theory.
You think Austin Theory?
I think it's going to be a really, really, really long build to Austin Theory. Like,
I think it might be Gable Stevenson.
Until I see, no, they won't do face versus face. I can see Gable dethroning a Seth Rollins for an Austin Theory or a KO.
Or it could be KO at the same time because they're building to that match too.
Yeah, if they're like KO, we'll give you one last title run and you re-sign with us. I can see that.
I can actually see that happening at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I just think it's weird how they have Austin Theory and Biggie interacting like right now.
I agree. I think Austin Theory is getting set to be that main event player, the future of those company.
Okay, here's my way too early Rumble predictions. I think Priest wins, and I think Austin Theory is the MVP of the match.
I'll agree with that.
And I think Montez has a big showing too.
I will agree with that too. All right, we're done with SmackDown. That's pretty much it. No major points. Rampage. I like the promo between CM Punk.
Forget everything else. Let's just talk about this because that's the only thing that mattered. God damn, that was good, bro. That
I
was oof.
he gave the roses. Here's the thing: Eddie Kingston gave the roses to everybody that is top player in wrestling right now, and the fact that CM Punk said what he said, and Eddie just teased him and just be like, "Well, when I beat you, go ahead and go quit wrestling and go back for another 7 years."
That when he dropped I'm gonna say something that no one else in the locker room will tell you. We don't want you here. Oh my god, dude! It was, and I don't know how you do this because I told you this last week. I want this to end in a handshake. I want this to end in Eddie eventually becoming a full time main eventer, which I don't know
Yeah,
how you do it. I don't know if you do it with bringing Mox back as a heel. I don't know. I don't even think you can bring Mox back as a heel after what's going on in real life. Um, I don't know if you do Eddie versus Miro again. I don't know how you do it. Maybe Eddie versus Aleister Black. I think that could be fun. Um, but I need. I know we all know Punk's going over. Agree?
yeah.
I need. I need the handshake at the end, or I need Punk to turn full heel at the end, and then put Eddie over down the line.
But will he though? Will they turn him a heel?
I don't think they will. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need that handshake at the end of it, and I don't see Eddie's. I don't want Eddie's character to look weak either, though.
But what does it do to Eddie? Like that's the question. Where does Eddie go from here?
I don't know. And Elias, like I said, me and Justin. This is another thing me and Justin got in on it about. Like, you were very quiet, so I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Eddie's booking?
I think that
I think you didn't want to give an opinion because you didn't want to have that conversation because this conversation can go on forever.
well, to be honest with you, I don't know where he goes from here. Like he is the Eddie Kingston's like the who can I say? He's like kind of like the AJ Styles of AEW, but mixed with the Cesaro.
I was gonna say
Is that,
he's the Jeff Hardy. He's a
I
good worker that the fans will always be behind. That can
I'll
cut
agree.
that promo, which they don't do much with Jeff. But remember Jeff's feud with CM Punk? Jeff showed so much on the mic with his feud with Edge. When they actually let Jeff go on the mic, so I compare him not work rate, but I feel like where their characters are, it's like a Jeff Hardy.
He's like we know he might not be a main eventer anytime soon, but he's good at carrying a story.
Yeah.
So it's like, are
Kind of like
you
what Samoa Joe was towards the end of his main roster run.
there? You go, kind of like that. How do you? All right, sticking with AW. How do you feel about Inner Circle versus America's Top Team? I like the segment. I'm not gonna lie, I like the segment. I like the pun, the jokes that Xavier did at Paige Van Zandt's expense.
You
I
know
mean
how
that
it's
Chris Jericho, yeah.
you know how you know it's going good? Fucking Jim Cornette is praising Sammy Guevara. I think that's where we need to end it. Jim Cornette is liking Sammy Guevara, and Sammy Guevara does not have the body that Jim Cornette likes.
I will agree with that because, but that's the thing. Sammy Guevara is fucking gold.
Dude,
Like,
Jim Cornette said, I don't think the producers are writing him. I think he's writing for himself, and I like that.
but that's the thing I like about AEW. They're counting. He's part of the four pillars, so we know he's gonna get that push. Putting him with Chris Jericho, putting him with Hager, putting him with PMP was the best decision that they've made because it has helped Sammy Guevara become the person that he is today. I really enjoy the whole thing with the whole interaction when I think it was Ortiz that was like besas a tu mamá con esa boca. And everybody was like, what did he say? And then Sammy came out and said, you're a bitch. I was like, that is not what it said, but I'll take it. It was a great line.
So what did he really say?
Do you kiss your mom with that mouth?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which the jokes write themselves specifically from what Chris Jericho was like, I'll take all 5 of you on. So I think that the OnlyFans line was pretty fun, was pretty cool. But seeing Dan Lambert get flip out when he was picked as the last person of the team, I think that's gonna be funny.
Very upset we didn't get Masvidal though.
We'll see Masvidal. I have a feeling that Masvidal is gonna show up and he's gonna cause some fuck shit to happen, and he's gonna either one or two things is gonna happen. Masvidal is gonna get put through a table since it is a street fight, or we'll see some fuck shit happen for
Masvidal to be the turn face.
Either that, or we're gonna see some fuck shit happen to have America's Top Team with the men of the are they the men of the year? Are they what they call themselves now?
Yeah, that's what they call themselves now.
Yeah, win the match. But I mean, other than that, what is another thing that are you excited about the Super Click versus Jurassic Express and Christian Cage?
No. I've seen it like 80 times.
But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about this whole situation. This is the same shit that people shit on WWE about having consistent booking, about booking the same match over and over. They're just booking the same match but making it different every time. It's either 2-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-2, 4-on-2, whatever, and that's how they continue it. And they just make it seem like it's a brand new match, but honestly, it's the same shit that WWE does with some of these matches.
Yeah, I'm getting very close to where Matt was on Darby Allin. I'm getting that way with Jungle Boy. Like, it's time for you to give him a couple of wins, or I don't care about this guy anymore.
Yeah. I will say this. I am pretty. The articles have come out for the past couple of days saying that people are rethinking, are on your boat when it comes down to the Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega match. They're wanting to have Hangman Page lose, but the counter argument is that you've been building this match kind of for almost 2 years.
So since AEW started,
So if going back to the question is, do you think that if Hangman Page doesn't win, do you think it takes away from his stock?
Let's save this for our predictions. Let's quickly jump into Raw and we'll get into our predictions.
All right.
Raw started off with an 8-man tag match. A very, very good match. I recommend y'all go back and watch it. I don't know why Matt isn't sold on Omos yet. Like, I feel like Justin likes Omos, dude, and Justin is very insider wrestling. Yeah, like, I think Omos is good. I think he's improving every week. I think we're going to get Omos versus Randy at day 1.
I think so too. Also, before we hop into Raw, I think that there's one match that I do want to say that happened that I saw a little bit of the ending of, that happened overseas, that I really wish would have been televised. Cesaro versus Walter. Watching some of the stuff that I watched on Twitter from the match, it was a hard-hitting match, and those chops that Walter gave Cesaro pretty much stayed painted on his on his chest for a minute. So, but yeah, no, the 8-man tag match was pretty well. almost it was a beast. They're finally letting him get a little more loose, which I think is helping him get over a little bit more.
Dominic gets replaced by Bobby Lashley. I think we both are cool with that.
Yeah,
Um,
and
Bobby.
the funny thing about that one was that Adam Pierce was like the Raw Survivor Series team was full of former WWE champions except for Dominic, and that's when the match with Bobby Lashley happened, and thus we get Bobby Lashley into the match. Biggie versus Chad Gable, I thought was a good match.
I agree. You know, we don't talk politics here. I literally just thought of this. Survivor Series is in New York, right?
No idea.
Look that up for me really quick, because that's why AJ might not be on the card, because I think AJ's unvaccinated.
Survivor Series, November 21st. This year is going to happen. Yep, it's happening in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think that's why he's not on the card.
Oh, we'll see. I thought it was a funny segment on the 20. I like kind of what they did with the 24/7 title this week, which I usually was starting to get tired of just seeing the antics of what they were doing with it. I thought it was funny. It was a good passive segment to go to the restroom or just sit there and laugh. Drake Maverick beats Reggie. Akira Tozawa beats Drake Maverick. Corey Graves beat Akira. Byron Saxton beats Corey Graves. Drake Maverick beats Byron, and then Reggie gets the title back. I thought that was kind of funny, but stupid.
The whole time Becky just like, you got robbed in the next segment to Corey. She's so happy that Corey won the title, but she's so pissed that Byron won it. I really like that. And it's good to see Byron get his comeuppance finally.
Finally get a title reign or something since he could. Oh man. Anyways, the 4-way, the what's it? The 5-way match between the women, I thought was really,
yeah.
Whew.
I think I thought Rhea was the MVP of the match.
I'll agree. But I really enjoyed that face off between Becky and Liv.
Also, this is another thing, I hate talking about this, but it is in New York. Is that why Nikki's not on Team Raw?
No idea.
Because Nikki's got a world title. Same thing with Doudrop. We're not going to speculate, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, Doudrop did just turn heel and cause, I think it was Rhea the match. Bianca. So I'm really gonna enjoy this Bianca Doudrop match whenever it happens. So all right, getting to the main event, which was Seth Rollins beating Kevin Owens versus by countout, and then Kevin Owens just turning full heel and destroying Biggie. I thought was perfectly done. They teased it well. Seth Rollins called it from the get-go, from the beginning of the show, that it was going to happen. Side note, and I posted this on our chat because it was pretty funny, but didn't Seth Rollins remind you of Paddington Bear this on Monday?
I don't know how I feel about the Seth Rollins outfits. Like, I feel like they're either fire or I'm like, what the hell are you wearing, bro?
I'm thinking that him and Becky just sit at home and be like, what outfit should we wear that's hideous enough that people like it?
Yeah, I totally feel you on that. And now we're going to get into full year. I'm pulling the card up right now. Remember, we don't know what the Go Home show has, so we're just going off the card in front of us right now. So we'll start with Christian and Jurassic Express versus Super Click. False count anywhere.
I think the Super Click wins. I don't think you're gonna. I fortunately think that Super Click might win this one.
I agree. Super Click wins. If you want me to care about Jungle Boy, since his falls count anywhere, have him do something stupid, like jump off something and get the win.
I'll agree if they do that. Um, right now, it looks like Super Click is winning.
Britt Baker versus Tay Conti.
I'm kind of torn on this one.
Okay, we know Britt's gonna win. Your heart.
We know Britt's gonna win.
Your heart wants you to say Tay Conti, which I'm the same way.
Yeah. So like my heart wants to say Tay, but I don't think she's gonna beat Britt Baker.
Who's gonna have the Nike Jordans, Britt or Tay?
I would say Tay.
I think Tay's gonna have the Nike Jordans, but I think Britt's are gonna be like on point with the outfit more.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll agree with that.
Here's one I think we're gonna differentiate on: Brian Danielson versus Miro.
I think Daniel Bryan wins.
So I think Miro wins just because of the main event.
I think that Daniel Bryan wins.
Okay, so if Danielson wins and Kenny wins, do you have Kenny go over?
See, this is where I don't know. I really want. Do you really want Bryan Danielson's first loss to be at the hands of Miro?
I think you can get away with it.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that one.
One match not on the card, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get on the card. Cody and Pac versus Andrade and Aleister, I think will be added to the card.
I think it'll be added tomorrow because that feud is actually fueling up on Rampage, and now
the crowd top for it. I think you have to put it on there.
Which would be a good one. I like seeing. I would love to see Andrade and Aleister and Malachi work together.
I think Pac needs a win though, bro.
That's. I think they are getting the win. I think if that match happens, I think that that Pac and Cody will get the win.
And eventually, I feel like an Andrade face turn might be coming. Just because of the whole MJF pissing him off backstage.
I could see him turning and then joining forces with the Lucha Bros and Pac.
Imagine MJF turns Andrade turns and MJF starts cutting promos about Charlotte.
That would be interesting to see.
Like, if he just like, dude, you're the third best wrestler in your household.
But is it a lie? I mean, I can't really argue that because I think he really is the third best wrestler. I mean, pure wrestler. I mean, okay, pure wrestler. I think he's the best as far as sports entertainer, wrestler history, blah blah blah.
Total package, he's third, right?
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
Inner Circle versus ATT, Minneapolis Street Fight.
I think the Inner Circle pulls it off, but the only reason that I would say that ATT and the Men of the Year win will be if some fuck shit is done by Master Ball.
I think Paige Van Zandt goes through a table.
I will say that, or she gets hit with the bat.
Too violent. I think he goes through a table.
I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
She either goes through a table or gets a hurricanrana from Sammy or something. I think the bat's a little too violent.
I will say this. ATT is gonna get involved full effect.
Yeah.
And something's gonna happen fun. I wouldn't mind seeing Thunder Rosa get involved in it as well.
Thunder Rosa's got her own program going with Britt again, it seems.
Well, I know, but you just just as a one offer, like to
Yeah,
kind of
I
get.
would like it. I agree. Um, Lucha Brothers versus FTR. I think this match is going to steal the show.
I really think it is, and I think Lucha Brothers may retain.
I think they're going to retain, and I think they're going to face Dante and Leo. I think they're going to retain again. I think that's when Dante brother comes back and gets him away from Leo.
I'll agree on that.
Okay.
Um,
Darby
Darby
MJF.
Allen versus. What do you think the outcome on this one will be? Because there's a lot
So
of possibilities that could come
I,
out of this match.
Matt thinks Darby's going over. I think MJF's going over.
But I really want Darby to go over. So here's my fantasy booking. I really think Darby should go over so that way and MJF can turn on Wardlow and blame him for everything that's going on.
Hmm. Like he throws the ring and Darby catches it or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But then if you got Pac or if you got Andrade aligning with um the Lucha Bros and Pac, you do have four people. You have MJF, FTR, and Sean
Sean
Spears.
Spears.
Yeah, that could work. Okay. Yeah, I can see that happening. I'm still gonna stick with MJF though. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston.
I see CM Punk's winning. I don't see a if Eddie Kingston wins, I think it'll be a huge holy shit
Swerve.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, swerve.
Do you see anyone debuting?
Not really. I mean the only way I'll see somebody debuting is if it's in after the world title match.
Danielson loses because Lana gets involved.
I I don't know. This one I don't see any unforeseen or um any interesting people debuting. That I guess that's the better quote. Because if Lana debuts, yes, it's going to be a holy shit moment, but it won't have that much effect.
Yeah, it'll just be like a side story essentially.
Yeah.
Um, or here's how you make it fun. Lana interferes. Kip Sabian interferes in his new gimmick to cost Miro. You got Lana and Miro versus Kip and Penelope.
I could see that happening though. I could see Miro. I mean, I could see Kip Sabian. I think this match because
There's
Kip
always
Sabian's
one
not.
match where AEW throws all the clusterfuck out on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this one.
Yeah, I agree. Hangman versus Omega.
I'll let you go.
My heart wants Hangman. My mind wants Kenny. But I think Miro wins. And, Kip Sabian's his fodder, or like his fodder, Fodder. He beats him, then finally goes up against Hangman and loses. You know what? Screw it. Kenny wins. Bray Wyatt interferes, takes over the Dark Order, tries to take over the Dark Order.
I think that Hangman is going to win, but I think that the Elite is going to try to interfere, and the Dark Order will clear the ring, and it's going to be one of those holy shit moments when he wins. And then if we get a surprise debut there, then that's when it'll happen. Or, hear me out. Hangman wins. The lights go dark. And then Malachi Black comes out and takes him out with a black mask.
Or Hangman wins, grabs a beer, CM Punk, go to sleep, end the show.
Do you really want to see CM Punk in the main event picture right now?
As a heel, hell yeah. As a face, no.
Or, if we do debut somebody, Hangman wins, lights go out. Wyndham, Bray Wyatt shows up and takes him out.
Man, but then you're gonna have Bray Wyatt lose his first match or win the title right off the bat against Hangman.
Would be cool to see the Cult of Wyndham versus the Dark Order.
Okay, I'll one up you on this. Hangman wins, is celebrating with Dark Order. Lights go out. Redbeard, Wyndham, Strowman are standing behind them. Take out everyone.
You know what?
And I say this because I only say that because Redbeard and Strowman are not the type. Redbeard obviously got a great ovation when he came back for the Brody devotional show, which no one was going to boo him. Let's be real. But this is a situation where Strowman and Redbeard aren't the typical AEW guys, you know. And you don't even have to sign Redbeard long term. You can do them on pay per appearance. Same thing with Strowman. If Strowman wants to go to Impact after, you could be like, all right, let's work like 5 dates with us. And then we'll eventually have the Dark Order go over on y'all.
I see that. I could see that. And that's if they decide to debut somebody that's big. Other than that, I don't see anything else happening.
Yeah, other than that, I think within 30 days, Frankie and Ember are going to show up. Well, I don't even know if Ember went back to an NXT contract after she got injured. So I don't know what her thing is, but I think Frankie shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think the last idea I threw out would be the one I'd be most excited about. Hangman wins the title, lights turn out, Redbeard, Strowman, and Wyndham. Even Bo Dallas, if you want to add a fourth guy. And just...
Here's the interesting part. Cult of Wyndham, the House of Black.
So... that is interesting. I agree. You can always have Bray Wyatt. You can always have Aleister with him too. Here's another thing: Cult of Wyndham. Who is Bo Dallas' tag team partner in WWE? Curtis Axel. He hasn't done anything. I think people forgot about him. Why not have him, Strowman, Redbeard? If you can't get Strowman because he is going to Impact, Redbeard, Bo Dallas, and Axel. I don't think Axel is over, but I think he's ripped. I think he's shredded. He looks good.
I think it would be a good change of character for him that would see how good he can adapt in a new character.
And Bo and Axel have taken enough time away where I think they would work on a pay per appearance, you know, where they just work like 3, 4, 5 dates for them and, you know, just eventually right off into sunset.
You know what? I'm jealous of Bo Dallas though.
Yeah, living on a farm, got Liv Morgan, right? Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. Anyways, No, that's pretty much it. I think we have our predictions. I think we'll see what happens on Saturday. I'm interested to see NXT today. And catch it later, see what happens, and then I'm interested for AEW, the go home show for Full Gear. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We might end up seeing that Pac and Cody versus Malachi and Andrade.
How do you feel
Um,
about dude? You can't leave without talking about your boy Tony
Tony who?
D'Angelo, bro. That's the only point that matters.
I mean, you say Tony, I'm like, okay, which one? I know too many Tonys now.
No, Tony D'Angelo, bro. Oh yeah, Tony needs too.
Tony
Hottest free
Needs, Tony
agent.
Khan.
I'm getting really annoyed at this hottest free agent thing.
I don't think they're gonna do any. I hate to say this, but I think that they're not gonna do anything with him. I think they're just gonna sign him, and he's gonna get put on the back burner.
He would be a great feud for Sammy.
I agree. I definitely agree. I would love to see that happen, but will AEW take the chance with it? Who knows?
I think AEW needs a cruiserweight title.
I mean, they're teasing the trios titles, so it's like who knows?
And the
I don't know.
TBS title, bro.
I haven't kept up with that whole freaking tournament. Like, who's winning? Like,
I think okay. So Jade Cargill and Red Velvet are facing one another. Jade will go over, obviously, and then we got Ruby and Statlander tomorrow.
Okay, so just a quick thing. Results from Nottingham, the live event that happened today. Well, this morning. Wow, because this morning was evening or this
Yes.
afternoon. Tommaso Ciampa retained over Braun Breaker, and Sami Zayn. Shayna defeated Natalia. Walter and Cesaro ends in a DQ when Sheamus interfered.
Oh, and then Drew McIntyre made the save. Let me guess.
Yeah, Cesaro and Drew McIntyre defeated Walter and Sheamus.
Okay.
Finn Balor defeated Happy Corbin, which is Jeff Hardy defeated Madcap Moss. Shinsuke retained over Jinder, and then Charlotte retained over Sasha.
Okay. You know who I think is going to be a stud? I think they're about to push Veer to the moon.
Who?
Veer, the lackey that they kept on Raw for Jinder, the baseball player.
I think they could probably push him, and Jinder has a good tag team.
Jinder's on SmackDown with Shanky.
Oh yeah, I forgot they separated them.
That's why I think Veer's about to get pushed to the moon.
I can see it.
I think Veer and Ridge Holland are going to get the same booking. Like, it's going to be the same guy booking both of them.
I can see that.
Also, Aaliyah looked so good on SmackDown.
I agree. She looked really. I really hope that they do something positive with her.
Yeah, that purple looked great on her. So yeah, I'm gonna make a TikTok and TikTok some of these things tomorrow from the ticket sale event. And I'm probably gonna go like some of Aaliyah's Instagram pictures. But yeah. Anything else you want to touch on, Elias?
No, that's it. I think it's gonna be an interesting weekend for wrestling. I think it's gonna be fun.
I don't like these pay-per-views on Saturdays. This gets weird.
I mean,
bro, how about the Tony Khan Jaguars, bro? Beating the Bills.
No comment. You beat the Bills. You beat the Bills. Like,
bro,
beat the Buccaneers. I mean the Texans, who are 1-8. 1-9, whatever, beat Jacksonville. So like,
Yeah, and you whooped my ass in fantasy. So there's your shout out.
I didn't even notice.
You still gotta watch Half Girlfriend, correct?
Yes, that was on the original plans to watch
But
it.
then we found out for the pay-per-view already, so it might be next weekend. Well, next weekend it's Survivor Series, so I don't know. Well, you're gonna watch it sometime this month.
We'll watch it. I will watch it sometime this month. I promise you.
Yeah, so keep a lookout on our Twitch, guys, because Elias will be definitely watching that.
I will give my spoiler-free review of this movie.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Anyways,
we'll do something fun for Rumble in a couple of months because Matt will be back.
Where's Rumble at this year? Is it in
St. Louis?
St. Louis. Okay, so we'll probably end up doing something for WrestleMania. I think I might end up getting tickets to go to WrestleMania this year. So we might be up there. We'll do probably a couple of special live episodes on live episodes from the WrestleMania access if we can, or we'll video it and upload it. So the plans right now is to go to WrestleMania. Plans is to probably go to an AEW major pay-per-view as well for next year. So we either Full Gear or All Out.
Probably the one in Vegas, whichever one they have in Vegas.
Whichever one is in Vegas, or Double or Nothing. I think it's going to be, but whichever one it is, we'll be out there. We'll make sure to continue to get everybody updated. Our schedule for the next couple of weeks might be crazy. We might be doing a show on Tuesday or Thursday, depending on our schedules.
Yeah.
So, just be on the lookout. Either way, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think if you have anything else.
No, that will be it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week on Weekly Wrestling Heat. We'll be back next week with another reaction episode to everything that has happened at Full Gear. And then
we'll probably be back Tuesday to discuss Full Gear. That's probably what Tuesday show will be.
Yeah, so all right, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on our social media pages. Follow us on Weekly Wrestling Heat on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter _Wrestling Heat, and
we'll try to get either Matt or Angel on for Tuesday's episode.
Yes, we'll get our resident AW analyst on there, Mark's analyst. I like analyst better because. Anyways,
one thing. When Roman was backstage and Jey Uso started laughing, he's like, "You think I'm trying to pop you?" I busted. Oh man,
that's gonna be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. Bye.
Later.